30 days off Instagram. Here's what happened. Hi everyone, welcome back. In this vlog and video, I share my journey of going 30 days without Instagram and how it completely shifted the way I think, create, and just live my life now. During this time, I really leaned into journaling and daily reading, and it sparked some unexpected changes that are positive in my life. So I wanted to go ahead and share that with you all in this video today. I also have like my favorite candle. This is from Barnes and Nobles, but it's Dark Academia. Smells like melancholy moods and secret societies. So this is like the perfect candle to go with that. I'm just going to pop it back over here again, but I really wanted to share that. On this table, I have a couple of things that I wanted to share as in terms of inspiration and just kind of sharing what I learned. So the first thing is I rediscovered the joy of reading, and now I just long to read books daily as a part of my routine. It has really helped me out in terms of finding peace, kind of relaxation, calmness, and really bringing that aspect into my life. So this week I focused on reading Emily Henry's Great Big Beautiful Life. I just started this one, haven't finished because I got so wrapped up in Oscar Wilde's The Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray, or you could just look for The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Edited by Nicholas Frankel. Narrated by Eduardo Ballerini.
This is tabbed. This is filled with notes, and I'm actually going to write like an essay response to this of how I really kind of dove into this book and my reflections, my literary opinion regarding it, and how it really made me stop and think. It brought me back to the love of reading classics. And when I was in high school, reread a couple of classics by Jane Austen and Emily Bronte and Charlotte Bronte. So I do remember stories such as The Great Expectation, Jane Eyre, the Sense and Sensibility, right? And Pride and Prejudice. There are so many stories to kind of remember during that time period of my life. Oh, The Tale of Two Cities. So these are all stories I read in high school, right? So I really thoroughly enjoyed this book. Like the prose felt like butter. It melted. It was so beautifully written, despite what you think of the characters, despite what you think of the meaning. This really just allowed me to reread certain parts of this book over and over because the writing was so beautiful. And I'm going to show you how I took away from the writing in this is like my media journal. And I really love this. This is a Leitrim, and I hope I'm saying this correctly, but I will show you this. Emily Henry's book here. And as you can see, I have my tab selected and I have some things underlined here. I just started this. I just really fell in love with the Oscar Wilde piece, and I just had to do it. I had to finish reading. And as always, Emily Henry's books are really pretty. They're like pretty to look at. So I really, really appreciate that. Okay, this is the second thing. Journaling helped me reflect a deeper understanding on what I was reading, and it allowed me to think more critically. So I do have, I'm going to show you some examples. This is my media journal again, and I love this media journal. So as you can see here, I have the table of contents, and it's basically written by the books I'm reading, like, or media I'm consuming. Legendborn, Bloodmark, Oathbound, Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame. This is Quicksilver. Took a break from the Glow series or the Spark of the Everflame series. It's really the Kendrick Curse saga, but you know, I keep on calling it that. Heat of the Everflame, Inspired Media Code. That was a podcast I listened to. The Bullet Journal Method. That was a book I read. And then The Uncensored Picture of Dorian Gray. So if we go further into my media journal, you will see is just a whole bunch of notes and red pen and underlining. And I wanted to kind of share what this looks like in terms of how I write notes when I'm reading something. It allows me to really go in deeper. The bullet journal, I wrote like 4 pages because it was a lot of things that I took away from it, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 personal goals method. I also, you know, took away from this activity, like the well-worn path and the path less traveled. I actually wrote some things and I took away from that as well. And then, you know, kind of like sprinting, what sprints are, Kaizen, which is good change, date of daily vlogs, journal entries, how they're presented in a bullet journal, habit tracking, planning a task like a vacation. I got to see that and I really took so much away from that. Like, I'm very excited about this method. I almost like want to jump into it. Then we have the uncensored picture of Dorian Gray, and these are the 2 pages. I have not written the rest of the notes. So the rest of the notes basically start, because I only read, the first day I read all this, right? The introduction, the general introduction. You know, I skimmed through it, and then I went into chapters 1 through 3.
What Wilde said Lord Alfred Douglas's red rose-leaf lips were made for.
In this, and I was already tabbing it up because his literary prose, his writing is so beautiful that I just was really loving the writing. So I pretty much read this, and then in one day or one sitting, I read the rest of this book, and I was just, the end had me, and I cannot wait to share my reflections. I wrote some key quotes. I still have to write like thoughts, quotes, opinions here that I definitely wrote in the tabs area, because I was literally using sticky notes. Like you could see here, like there's a sticky note here, right, of what I wrote, and it's just like a reflection of what I was thinking. So this is how I use it. I remember someone asking like, how do I do it? So I just basically write the book. I'm not gonna write page by page, but I'm gonna let the notes take over. So however many pages are in the notes, I'm going to do that. But this allows me to basically reflect on what I was reading, right? How it impacted me. What quotes did I take away from it? What do those quotes mean to me? How is it allowing me to think about life, my life, more critically? Is there a reflection I could take away from it? So this is allowing me to do that. So that is the second aspect. The next one is I became more present and really removed distractions. I wasn't scrolling on my phone. I wasn't constantly looking for my phone in the morning. I wasn't looking for my phone in the night. Usually in the morning when I wake up, I already know I have a routine in place and I have what I need to do for the current week, okay? Sometimes I come back and feel this at the end of the day. Sometimes I don't. Like this morning, it was a very busy morning and I didn't get a chance to do this. I will do it after the video, but of course I'm recording, you know, like my sleeping, my mood, my vitamin intake, the task I need to do. Again, sharing this wonderful kind of like key that I have here. And it allows me to focus. I'm just not scrolling on my phone and then forgetting, oh, what task do I need to write? What item do I need to complete? I'm not doing that anymore. I look at what I have to do in my task list on the top or on the side here because I'm using the bullet journal method in this planner, but I'm also logging what I do in my day. I really want to make sure I am using my time effectively, and this allows me to be more present. It allows me to see what's distracting me, what's taking up my time, if I am allowing anything to do that, or if I'm reading, if I'm doing actually something that I really want to do. So I have read. Yesterday, I really spent the majority of the afternoon reading the picture of Dorian Gray, so I need to put that. And then today, you know, after filming, I'm going to go ahead and read again. I'm going to read my Emily Henry book. So I really want to focus on, you know, kind of reading, journaling, writing, really incorporating projects that are more creative and are more meaningful to me, right? The next point is my attention span definitely improved. And I made space for creative projects. And creative projects are like this. Like I'm writing in my journal. I'm actually thinking of creative ways to write in my own writing project that I'm working on. It's allowing me to think more creatively. It's allowing me to really think about the big picture. And I can read an entire book in a sitting if it's shorter, but I could literally spend 2 to 3 hours listening to an audiobook, but also following along. I cannot just listen to a book. When a prose or a piece of literature is so beautiful, or I really am captivated by the story, I want to tab the entire story. I want to take away quotes. I want to take away certain pieces of literature. And I did end up getting Stoner, right? I saw a couple of booktubers talking about this book, and I said, you know what? I want to pick up Stoner and I want to read this book. And it's about 200 something pages. It's definitely like a shorter read, but I do want to read this, right? It allows me to just spend more time reading and focusing on that. In addition to that, another creative project that I endeavored in is journaling, right? I have the month of, and I'm gonna share this in like a review, but you know, I get to journal in my book, right? This is when we went to an anime convention, and I could share this page, but this is where we went to an anime convention, my son and I got like Kiki's delivery service stickers here, and it was so cute, so memorable. I really wanted to capture, I had a matcha, like I really wanted to capture what happened during this week in this time. And I really, really do love that. I just embraced this whole experience. And so I really loved how the spread came out. I loved how I put the stickers. I even put some of the stickers in the front. First of all, I'm putting them each month, and I gotta do one for April. And then in the front here, is it in this one or in my other planner? I think it's actually in my other planner. So let me see. In this planner right here, I have the stickers from Kiki's delivery service. So anything that I have in terms of ephemera, I'm putting in my mood board for the year. I'm capturing that, and I just love that. I just love the joy it brings me. It's so cute, and I really do love that. So I'm able to spend more time reflecting on what's happening during the month, right? I have like my mom's birthday picture here, and I just love that. So I'm already filling in whatever happened during this week, so that way when I sit down on Sunday, I could just easily journal. This has been actually really good. I think I really like journaling once a week because it allows me more time to basically reflect, and I don't have to spend time every day journaling. But this is a creative project. This is a creative hobby that I can sit down and actually enjoy without, you know, really getting distracted on anything. And then last but not least, what I write feels more intentional. Going back to this beautiful media journal that I have here, what I definitely write is more intentional. And I get to see the quotes. I get to see what really tugged at my heartstrings. I get to read and highlight and underline and enjoy these moments of my life. And it has allowed me to focus. It has allowed me to bring back calmness, peace. It has allowed me to remove anything in terms of a distraction. Now, the only thing I will say is I'm considering, like I said before, and I mentioned this before, having a Substack, not so much to share posts as a subscriber or someone who subscribed to me, but basically sharing thoughts, kind of like a journal where I share things. Or I might just end up, you know, kind of posting it either on YouTube in the community tab or maybe Patreon. I'm not too sure though, because that may be something I'm considering, maybe not, but you can let me know in the comments. Either way, I really feel like this has allowed me to really open up. Like when I was rebranding my channel, because if you haven't noticed, I changed my channel name to Her Minimal Life. Not such a huge rebrand, right? Because before I was like the Minimal Sophisticate, but now it's like Her Minimal Life, like really embracing the calmness, the peace, the mundane, sharing glimpses of like my coffee and what I like to drink or what I like to listen to or what I like to read, and really capturing that and sharing that in video. So this is pretty much everything. If you're feeling burnt out by constant scrolling or looking to like reconnect with like your thoughts or creativity, and you're trying to figure out what you can do. Maybe this video is for you. You can share it. You can let me know in the comments if you tried a digital detox or if you're planning to and how that impacts you.
And I use this for my YouTube content planner. I find this really handy, honestly, and I like being able to look at the year of content at a glance, and it kind of works better for this to be in a separate place than my daily to-do list count. And then I also have a mini moleskin planner. This is the 2025 one. On the left, you have the days of the week, and then on the right is a notes page. And
And until the next video, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.